Dr. Vikram A Munshi, a name to reckon with in the field of healthcare marketing, applied for his PhD after serving a top spot in one of the world's biggest pharma companies for 15 years. Today, he coaches marketing and sales teams of pharma companies to achieve excellence in every domain. Leaving a handsome package of salary to follow his dream and passion requires huge courage. Come, let's meet this hero.
Every human being has another one residing within oneself. The one who speaks to you, constantly driving you, telling you when you put your hand to your heart, you will listen to that person. He left a wonderful job that he was, having and, flourishing in that job in the year 2010. And one of the topmost pharmaceutical companies of the world, right? And he left it out of uncertainty because he felt that whatever he's doing for one company, why not try to bring a tsunami of change in the pharma world across India and help companies grow, because he was doing something really brilliant over there. And from there, he just calculated that, okay, I can pull myself for just another year. Let me just try this, and went back to studying again. Our last guest did not have a degree. This guest chose to go for a PhD degree at the ripe age of his life when his children are growing and they need all the education together. From there, he sees the entire scene around him and finds his own white space and carves a name for himself across the country as one of the topmost healthcare management professionals that the pharma world in India has ever seen. My privilege to introduce you to Dr. Vikram A. Munshi. I'm so glad you're here with us today, Dr. Vikram. I'm really thrilled. And what a journey, what a step you've taken. And before you say, I know, I'm too excited because I heard about you. 2011, he was sitting on the middle of a road because he met with a heart attack when he was driving a car. He called his wife and said, I've met with a heart attack. She drove him down to the hospital, and here we are sitting in the Crown Plaza. So you've traveled around the world in this wonderful property. How does it feel? I'm feeling thrilled.
Sudarshan, thank you so much for having me over here. I think it's a very surreal experience sitting on this chair and talking with you.
And you had 2 stents put in your heart, if I'm not wrong.
3, and that was before price control.
Oh my God. So job pressures are such when you're working with the pharma industry?
No. This happened after I left the pharma industry. And as I mentioned, having come from the pharma industry, I didn't see myself as a candidate for having a heart attack. Nobody sees. And even when the attack happened, because of the previous knowledge that we are in pharma, I refused to believe it. In fact, I was shouting at my wife, it's just acidity. Take me home and I'll be fine after an Enino. Fortunately, she took me to the hospital.
She is one hero for you, I must say.
No, she is. She's the reason I'm sitting here. She's the reason I'm sitting here.
So how did it all happen? Being a coach, being a management consultant, because what I've seen is that usually when professionals from the pharmaceutical and healthcare industry, I've worked with that industry for over 18, 20 years, they go and set up their own creative units or scientific agencies and all. Why the consulting part? Why the coaching part? And how did white space happen?
Okay. Very briefly, I think it was 2010. I had spent close to 15 years in the pharma industry, and very frankly, I've enjoyed every single minute of it. It was only towards the end of 2009, actually 2007 and 8, I was feeling the urge to do something of my own, maybe reinvest myself in terms of studying. But as you know, we come from a middle class background. Entrepreneurship is not the first choice.
We have our own fears. We've
fears
been bred that way for centuries.
So you get a good job and the kids are small, and I was the sole earning member of the family. So it was a big decision. I wanted to really actually find my own white space. If I rediscover myself, reinvest in myself. At the same time, I had to make sure that I'm fulfilling the duties as a husband, as a provider of the family.
What happened after that 1 year, like the sabbatical that you had taken?
So after 1 year, Sudarshan, I started realizing that I was enjoying what I was doing. The whole idea of being able to do the best for your client, because that is what you're there for. Your sole purpose is to help your client as much as possible, to do what is in their best interest, not necessarily be the most popular service provider. That vista and that freedom was very addictive. I started enjoying that.
Oh, I would say that it has gone beyond that. It has had an impact on the whole industry, because I was doing a small research and then I found out, because whenever people approach for leaders today, we find out what the profile is. And you have actually been selected among the top 25 healthcare management consultants, I think about 3 years ago. And I think last year you were among the top 10 healthcare management consultants. Now, see, everybody wins awards, everybody wins rewards. But how did you manage it, and how did it happen when there are so many flourishing management consulting companies? I mean, that is something worth talking about, you know. I mean, I'm in awe of that, how you achieved that.
I'm still surprised how that happened, because I still remember the call which I had got, that this is what they have done. So I said, how did you discover this? So then they were upfront. They said, we are, in healthcare consulting, there are very few people which are there. I said, thank you that you're being honest. And they said that we ran a questionnaire, we saw the activities which were there. Somehow in your consulting company was the one which was coming up.
And what about the gold award that you had received for a particular brand that you had launched?
No, that was one of our first consulting assignments, where we were working with a small pharma company, and I'm very proud to say that whatever we did there, and the client received not just the one gold award, there was a silver award also which happened the next year.
Wow.
As best launches in that, and that vindicated that actually set us what consulting is about. It's all about building teams, building clients, building brands, and you're standing in the background and clapping, and that's enough satisfaction.
How did coaching come to you from pharma? Because it's a long distance, you know, because you were not doing anything related to coaching in your job, nor were you trained for that.
Yes, I give the full credit to my first company, Glaxo, where I took certain moves, Sudarshan, always to move out of my comfort zone. Believe it or not, I'm not a person who likes to take risks, but I've realized that there are certain calculated risks which one needs to take, because if you don't push yourself out of your comfort zone, you will not grow.
That is simply amazing, viewers. Just pay attention to that part. You know, I myself used to think this: hard work and comfort cannot sit in the same room. You have to kick one out to have a juice of the other. Am I right?
Yeah? You're absolutely right.
And you have actually, you know, vindicated me, I would say, by saying this. So what I believed in is actually true.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
So the coaching thing which you were telling.
Yeah.
So my first coaching assignment as a management trainee, when I joined it, I chose to go to sales against conventional wisdom of going to marketing, which is the cushy, comfortable job.
Yeah.
And when you go to sales, you are leading a team of representatives. Who knows the territory better? The representatives.
Yeah.
Who know the doctors better? The representatives. Who know the layout of the channel better? The representatives. So how do you can't go and say, I'm your boss and you do whatever I'm telling you to do. No.
Yeah.
You ask questions. You ask questions which reflective questions. You ask them questions which make them think and push, and that's how you go.
And what about Brand Fitness Gym and Will Skill Drill? Those two programs, those amazing programs that you have. What about that?
The Brand Fitness Gym is actually the name, the way the name comes, is a fitness program for brand managers.
Okay.
Where we put them to a rigor.
Excellent.
And they apply those principles and they see that tangible results coming. So that's Brand Fitness Gym.
Yeah.
Will Skill Drill, Sudarshan, that's a very, very classical thing. That came after a lot of reflection. We are dealing with clients, and we talked about those small clients where the gold award was there. The true transformation happens if first starts with will. Will means how badly do you want it?
अंदर कितनी आग लगी है, करना चाहते हो या नहीं?
See, Sudarshan, we always do things. I have to do this for my family. I have to do this for my boss. How badly do you want it? That's will.
That's will.
Skill is your ability to invest either your time or money in upgrading that. And last but not the least, Sudarshan, is drill, which is that consistency of doing.
सुबह का बुला शाम को घर आए, उसे भुला नहीं कहते, उसे transformed कहते हैं. That is what Vikram Munshi wants to say here. So we would like to give you a parting gift for having been on this show. It's a gift by our gift sponsor, All My Craft. They have won the Craft-Based Artisan Award under Atmanirbhar in India, and their products are simply amazing. You will love it. We'll share it with you. One learning that you would like to bring to the table as a teaching of your own life that has helped you move on in spite of all the circumstances or anything.
Yes, I realize this, and I feel that if you do your work with sincerity and you be honest to the what you're doing, don't worry, the universe has your back.
Before we leave today and come to the next episode, I would like to thank Dr. Vikram A Munshi. Thank you so much for being over here with us. Our sponsors, Crown Plaza, this amazing locality where we love shooting and looking at the locales within the hotel. So amazing. Crown Plaza in Rohini. Do check them out. Simply amazing if you need crowning glory for your functions. Velocity Car Rentals, do check them out, our car travel partners. And of course, All My Craft. And before we meet next week, I will leave you for a thought for the day. There is a small story I would like to say that once a guy who lived on the beach, usne apne ghar se, on the beach side, saw that a person was running on the seashore and he was throwing starfish into the ocean, back into the ocean. There were millions of starfish. उसने कहा इतने सारे करोड़ों यहाँ पे, millions of starfish. Why are you doing it? What difference does it make? The person throwing into the ocean, he said, it made a difference to that starfish. Maybe that person throwing the starfish is you, and you're here to make a difference in someone's lives today or tomorrow. Don't stop believing in yourself. Sudarshan signing off. Next week we meet again with 2 more fantabulous leaders who will inspire us to go stronger on our journey. Thank you.